Hello and welcome to The Elegant Life. My name is Erin Kurt and I am a spiritual teacher who assists women from all over the world in how to live in their feminine energy so that they have feminine confidence, so that they are able to live with more ease and more flow. So if that interests you, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you always are notified when I create a new video. So there is a big shift happening in the world right now. You've probably felt it and experienced it on a personal level, but the divine feminine aspects of life are wanting to come back into the picture, to start healing, to start creating more harmony. And as females, we feel this on an even more profound level, even though men are experiencing this too, but it's like a call to us to come back to our divine feminine energy because we're going to be the leaders in this. Without us embodying our feminine energies, we can't impact the world and help them know how to live that way too. Just as in nature, everything has masculine and feminine energies in them. And so when we try to only live in one, everything is always out of balance. And we've seen the world, how it's been in the last years. It's been out of balance. And so this is the reason why the divine feminine is coming in. What I'm going to go through with you now are the top 7 ways you can know that the divine feminine is awakening within you. And then that will give you guidance on how to support that awakening and that expansion. So let's dive into those right now. One of the signs is that you become even more sensitive. Now, sensitive in the terms of, yes, emotions. Things are bothering you, triggering you very quickly at an even deeper level. Like you are feeling things deeply now. And yet, that is not just the only thing you might become more sensitive to. You might become more sensitive to beauty. You're starting to notice and appreciate the beauty in nature, the beauty in people, the beauty in your partner, in yourself. You might also be starting to become more sensitive to your actual senses. So not just your sight, but your tastes. Have you noticed that your tastes for certain things have changed? You've either become more open or you never liked something before, but now it's like opening up for you. You're discovering something. So think of your 5 senses and tune in and see, have I become more sensitive to those things? That is a sign that divine feminine is wanting to awaken within you. And how do you go with this? You lean into it and you allow it all. Okay. Now with your emotions, one of the things I just want to give a quick tip here is that meditation, energy balancing, and grounding yourself every day is a great way to help you get through this, as well as some other processes that I teach. This is not to say you should not be feeling, it's simply that you want to not let these feelings overtake you. Feel them, get in touch with them, and then know how to use them to move forward. Okay, so that's a separate video. If you'd like me to do a video on that, please do say yes, Erin. That would be helpful in the comments below. Let's now go on to the second sign that the divine feminine is awakening within you. If you've been feeling like you are starting to listen to your intuition, you're actually listening to it, and you're actually acting on its impulses. And because it's kind of turning out right every time, you're trusting in your intuition. It's guiding you, it's leading you, and you're feeling that. This is a sign that the divine feminine is awaking within you, and what a gift this is. This intuition is your connection with the divine energy that you are, but that we've become disconnected from. Remember that we are just all rays of divine energy, just different expressions of it. So this ray, this connection is your intuition. It is speaking to you. It is guiding you. It is teaching you what you need to know and learn. And so if you've been hearing it more, a way to lean into this is to start paying extra attention and to really listen. As soon as you get a divine nudge to do something, to call someone, to take an action, to read a book. I know that for me, sometimes I've even scrolled on Instagram or Facebook or something, and I've gone through something that has caught my attention, and I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Something will pull me and say, go back up, go back up, go back up. And so I'll go back up. And when I click on it or when I read it, it was actually exactly what I needed to hear at that moment. So start leaning into this and it will just flourish in your life and support you. Let's go on to sign 3. Sign 3 has to do with a readiness. You may have been being triggered over the years by certain things. You may have had constant beliefs telling you, you're not enough, you're not good enough, who are you to do that? Things never come to me easily, whatever. You've had beliefs. You may have also had habits that just weren't supporting you. And now there's like a feeling of readiness, a feeling of saying enough is enough. Like, I'm done with this. It feels so old me. I want to shed that. I want to let go of that. I want to move into my next phase. Like if you're feeling that readiness, oh my goodness, is this ever a great sign that the divine feminine is wanting to awaken within you? Because here's what I know for sure. When you start living in your feminine energies, it allows those things to fall away from you with elegance and ease. Now, what do you do if you're noticing this readiness? Well, it is perhaps investing in some therapy, in some coaching, spiritual coaching. It is, for example, you all know that I have the Elegant Art of Feminine Confidence program. These kind of things are what you want to start leaning into. You might even be guided to certain books. Lean into this, because when you let go of those unsupportive habits and beliefs and triggers, the world is your oyster, my love. Let's move on to sign number 4. This sign actually has been coming up a lot for me lately. It is that you have been feeling some momentum within you, a desire, a need almost to create something. And you don't know what it is. This need to create really comes from the divine feminine wanting to become more of your essence, because this is our natural state. One of the attributes of divine energy I'm always talking about is creativity, creation, right? And the feminine energies, that is the part of the divine that is all about that. If you're feeling this need to create something, lean into it. It can be anything. Please don't think that you have to be an artist. It can simply be creating something for the energy of creation. It doesn't have to become a product that you sell. It can be just simply an expression that needs to come out of you and be a part of this world. Nothing has to come from it financially, although it can. So it could be you want to create another child or a child. You could want to create a book or a piece of writing or a blog or a new decor in your home. It could be you creating something by cooking. I know I've been so inspired to want to try new cooking recipes. I just contacted this cooking company in Paris and I emailed them and I said, do you have anything online that I could do? And they said, yes, absolument. So I'm going to be looking at those kind of things. So that's how you can lean into it. Get curious about it and then take action on it. Let's move on to the next sign. Speaking of curiosity, this is another sign of the divine feminine awakening within you. The attribute of curiosity is hugely feminine. Now, how do you lean into this if you're feeling curious? You might have been curious about what are these divine feminine energies. If you've been drawn to learn more about this information, lean into that, right? If you're starting to see more blogs, more books, more social media accounts on it, this channel, if you're starting to get curious about what is that, what does that mean, get in touch with your feminine energies? That is a huge, huge sign that this is wanting to awaken within you. But it can also be on other kinds of topics too. Lean into the curiosity of, I always wanted to know more about that. I always wanted to get better at that. How could I get better at that? Do some research, read some books, do a search. But get curious, because when you follow your curiosity, that's when your life starts to flow and unfold in a feminine way. You don't have to set targets and goals. You know, I saw an interview with Ina Garten. She's the woman who's the famous cook, not trained to be a chef, but she's probably one of the most known women for cooking, cookbooks, cook show. The interviewer was asking her, why do you think she was so successful? And she said, you know, I didn't have a plan. I didn't really have any goals, and I still don't really have any goals. I simply did something that I loved and kept learning how to do more of it. For example, how to write cookbooks, how to do a TV show. Curiosity, right? And I just did it as well and authentically as I could. And that unfolded into all of this success. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you living in your feminine energies can do for you too. All right, and the last sign that the divine feminine is awakening within you is the desire to live in integrity, or as I always say, authenticity. If you don't feel like you can truly be yourself in your life, you will always start feeling bored, depressed, low energy, and uninspired. If there's some barrier there, but you're feeling this calling, this pull to start just being you, this is a sign, definitely, that the divine feminine is awakening within you. So, number one, learn what these feminine energies are and start becoming them, living them fully in your life. And then also, get to know who you've been created to be. What is your personal style? I'll tell you something, when you dress in a way that is you, so you, the feeling of joy and fulfillment and beauty is indescribable. There's a peace that comes over you. It's not just about how you look. What about what your beliefs are? What about what you have your home to look like? Are you driving something that you think you should, but it's not a total representation of who you are? Are you purchasing certain things because you think that's what you should, but actually that kind of thing is what you really would love to wear, but you don't have the confidence to say, I'm going out there and I'm wearing that, right? Where in your life do you feel inauthentic? Is it in the way you look? Is it in your work? What aspect of your work? Is it with your friends? Are you doing things that they want to do all the time and not suggesting things that you actually want to do? What about with your partner? Are you constantly going along with them and never doing things that you want to do? Eating the foods that you want to eat, how you want to eat. Where are you not being authentic? This is what you want to lean into, okay? So I've gone through so many ways here and given you tips about how to lean into them. But here's the thing that women say, Erin, what do you do if all of those are off kilt? Well, that's why many, many women come into the Elegant Art of Feminine Confidence program. I'll put a link in the description box below where you can learn more. And if you're feeling this calling to start learning how to incorporate all of these with ease and elegance. All right. So on that note, make it an elegant feminine week, and I'll see you next time.